What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the 7 deadly sins as NFL players. Let's check this out.
7 deadly sins: greed, lust, envy, pride, gluttony, wrath, and sloth. There are 7 NFL players that perfectly exemplify these 7 deadly sins, starting with gluttony. Jamarcus Russell was one of the biggest busts in the NFL, and he was also really big, but in a different way. He's our perfect candidate for gluttony. Gluttony is the overconsumption and overindulgence in something to the point of waste, and that is exactly how you could define Russell's career.
Cheeseburgers and shit.
Or, as Stephen A. Smith said about him,
I am a person that believes in second chances. I think America is the land of second chances, except for when it
depends on what you do, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because, like, bro, if you out here trying to talk to little kids, bro, you don't deserve a second chance. Let's keep it a buck.
Slovenly, no good, lazy.
Oh, come on, that's a little strong.
And listen, that's what he was with the Oakland Raiders. Darren Woodson was just sitting up here. He played for the Raiders. Ask him. Ask any member of the Oakland Raiders who played alongside this dude. This dude should be arrested for being a thief. He stole money from the Oakland Raiders for years. I'm talking $40 million. The dude had about 7 starts. Did absolutely, positively nothing. He cashed in the money, evidently used it on buying a bunch of donuts, okay?
Holy shit. Oh my God.
Evidently used it on buying a bunch of donuts.
Damn, big ass nigga.
Okay, never gave 2 cents about the Oakland Raiders.
Being that big as a quarterback is diabolical, gang. Like, that is wow.
The only time we saw him give a speck of effort was when he was literally caught on camera blowing his nose. That's about it.
Well, that could indeed summon up Jamarcus Russell on the NFL. But in high school, he made 10,774 career passing yards, and his record stood for 20 years. Coming out of LSU, Russell was a superstar. He was the consensus #1 overall pick in the 2007 NFL Draft. He could throw the ball 65 yards from his knees. He was a monster at 6'6" and 260 pounds.
Sheesh.
The Oakland Raiders, desperate for a proper offense, snatched him up. They expected him to be a franchise quarterback who would lead them to great results in the coming years. And Russell signed a 6-year, $61 million contract, including $32 million guaranteed, with an average annual salary of $10
That's got to be up there for like top 5 worst contracts ever, bro. Like,
he didn't have the work ethic to be an NFL quarterback, despite having the arm strength and other physical attributes. He showed up late and overweight to practices and was incredibly lazy when he was there. Russell turned out to be one of the biggest busts in NFL history, playing only 31 games and throwing for 18 touchdowns and 23 interceptions.
And they still paid him that much
money. 3
money.
Seasons in the NFL before the Raiders released him, never to play again. He was mocked for his excessive weight gain and lack of physical fitness during his NFL career, earning him nicknames like the Fat Quarterback and Jawalrus. And what
Jawalrus is crazy. I've never heard of that.
One weighs 600 pounds, is lazy and fat, and the other
is
hippopotamus.
crazy.
He showed a lack of commitment and conditioning. He lacked the discipline to make it big. He was more concerned about eating and drugs, like Purple drank, and essentially ate himself out of the NFL.
Stay off the lane, bro.
I really love this story of the famous blank DVD.
Coach DeFilippo said, look, Jamarcus, we've got about 15, 20 plays. Here's a DVD for you. Tonight, I want you to watch these, okay? We feel like these are the best for you and what your skill set can do. Tomorrow, you tell me which ones you like, which ones you don't like. So the next day, they come to practice, come to the facility, say, hey, Jamarcus, hey, how's that DVD? Did you look at it? What did it look? He's like, oh, coach, all the plays. I'm good. Whatever you want to run, let's do it.
He ain't even
I like
read
him. He said, okay, which ones you like? 5 of them? Do you like 6 of them? 10 of them? How much you like? Coach, whatever. I saw them. We good. We ready to go. I can do them all. And Coach DeFilippo was kind of looking around and was like, it was a blank DVD.
Then Russell started to act like the Raiders were
it was a blank DVD. Now that's crazy,
also,
yo.
Jamarcus Russell is the reason why we have a rookie salary cap.
Damn.
The guy got his contract and decided he didn't want to play anymore. He got $39 million for 3 years of doing absolutely nothing. Another player who did nothing, at least for 1 year, was Le'Veon Bell.
Well, first of all, he didn't play this year, but greedy, selfish, and he will not have the success that he would have had if he'd have stayed Pittsburgh. How about loyalty to your team?
Not for real, bro. He wanted to get paid a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And then I think he went to the Jets and then just fell off the face of the damn NFL.
It's thought of as the uncontrolled longing for something when someone has to sacrifice something important to get it. Le'Veon Bell is the perfect.
Like, bro chose money over, you know what I'm saying, potentially winning a championship.
Sitting out an entire season due to a contract dispute, to basically focusing on more money over the team's success and his own career. As 1/3 of the Killer Bees in Pittsburgh Pittsburgh, we witnessed him become a superstar. But when he left the Steel City, things went south quickly.
Damn, why he look so
Le'Veon
damn
Bell broke
skinny
out
right
in the
there, bro?
2014 season with the
Crackhead.
Pittsburgh Steelers, finishing second in the league in rushing yards, yards from scrimmage, and all-purpose yards. His running style was different from most running backs. He was agile, explosive, and patiently waited for holes to open up and then accelerated through them for big gains, even with unconventional jumps. The
Damn.
opposing defense couldn't stop him. In a year, he went from rookie to the best all-round back in football. He set a career high in rushing and receiving yards with 1,361 yards and 8 touchdowns on the ground. He even had better receiving numbers than most teams' #1 wideout. In 2016, in a game against the Buffalo Bills, Bell set a new Steelers record, rushing for 236 yards and tied the team record
Sheesh.
with 3 rushing touchdowns. In that season, he had 261 rushing attempts for 1,268 rushing yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. Le'Veon Bell was the gold standard of running back play. He also became the first player to run for 150-plus yards in his first 2 playoff games, establishing the all-time record at 337 yards. But things quickly went south. He demanded more money. He wanted to be paid as both a star running back and a receiver. The Steelers offered Bell a longer and overall larger contract, but Bell wanted more guaranteed money, so he took a year off. He then signed a 4-year, $52 million deal with
Bro,
the Jets.
like the Jets and the Titans are where careers go to die, bro.
With
Like,
$27 million guaranteed.
Man.
He declined the Steelers' contract worth $14 million per year to sign for the New York Jets instead for just $13 a year. It's like he told the Steelers, "I don't like your offer, so I'm going to sign with a different team for less." He's now admitted he regrets
Crazy.
not staying with Pittsburgh, though. Sitting out a year caused him to lose a step, but playing for the Jets completely derailed his career. Personally,
Dumbass.
as a Steelers fan, the fact that they couldn't reach a deal is frustrating to this day. The Steelers had something special with the Killer Bees man. They were supposed to win a Super Bowl. He valued himself and tried to get the money he thought he deserved, but man, he got too eager and it all crashed and burned. Le'Veon Bell went full Walter White.
No, this whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
His greed took over, and he saw himself as the most important part of the running game. He had a great offensive line and big chances to be a Hall of Famer, just like Antonio Brown, but greed hustled them out of the league. For Antonio Brown, however, the reason was more about pride than greed. Pride is defined as dangerously corrupt selfishness.
It's
putting
crazy.
one's
Like
own
it's
desire-
crazy how much of a fall off he had, bro. Like, but bro was like in the conversation for like top 5 best receivers of all time, man. And then like his career just took a turn from the worst, bro.
urges, wants, and whims before the welfare
Crazy.
of others. Antonio Brown has repeatedly demonstrated a significant ego and sense of entitlement throughout his NFL career.
It's the ego. I don't have an ego because, like, bro.
His
And
journey
like,
in
bro,
the
hold
throughout
up.
his
And what
NFL
possessed him to have this look right here, bro? This nigga has a blonde mustache with a black beard, or brown. I think it's brown. It might be brown. And then like, bro, this I don't
I
know,
don't
bro.
have an ego because, like, bro.
His journey in the NFL
that's-
is
that
a tale
drip
of both
is just
exceptional
atrocious.
talent and a tragic downfall fueled by pride, or was it by a perfect hit?
Yep, it was this hit right here that started his downfall.
Initially an underdog, Brown rose through the ranks with his remarkable skills and work ethic, setting records and earning accolades as literally one of the best receivers in the league. His early years were marked by perseverance and a humble attitude, making fans root for him not just for his on-field performance, but also for his underdog story. At age 16, when his mom got remarried, he was kicked out of his house.
At that point, it was
For
time
what?
me to become a man early, because I know if I gave up on
Excuse me, nah, L mom, bro, for kicking her son out at 16. Bro, this nigga can't even vote yet. The fuck you mean you kicking him out of the house?
Who already gave up on me, and was no hope.
But you found uncommon forgiveness because I've read stuff about you and you're not angry at her.
No, I can't be. You know, that helped me to excel as a man, and probably the reason that I'm in the
W
position I'm
mindset.
in.
Just like Brandon Perna said.
And when I say I was a legit Antonio Brown fan, this is one of the big reasons why. I think it's important to touch on that as an example of how even the most humble can change over time.
As Brown's success grew, so did his ego and sense of entitlement, and his downfall was swift and dramatic. His pride led to conflicts with teammates, coaches, and ultimately, a series of off-field controversies that tarnished his reputation and career. His refusal to adhere to team rules, conflicts with management, and legal issues, including allegations of sexual assault, painted a picture of a player consumed by his own ego and unable to sustain success in the league. Do you remember this play?
Yes. This, like, bro, he could have scored a touchdown if he would have just kept to the outside. look at number 20.
I mean,
look at number 20, bro. Number 20, like, really, nigga? Like, bro. Bro did not even have to do that.
In history forever. He literally Sparta kicked a grown man in the dome, and the commentary is just beautiful. Hurdles, kicks a man, and a flag is thrown. That was the first time we could see AB was a little off, and that was before the perfect hit. And as one of the most liked comments said, the day Antonio Brown died and AB was born. But as he said,
you took me back to a moment of a hit that you thought that could give me CT. I'm a football player. I took millions of hits, sir. Millions of hits. But that's the only moment you seem to focus on because you want to irrationalize my being.
But that's the only game.
You irrationalizing my being, man. I am a superhero. I made it from Liberty City.
Sure.
I'm an example. I am delight. I am hope. I am motivation. When I walk out here, people get excited. So you saying if I play football, I'm gonna die of CTE, but if I don't play football, I got CTE because I act in a rational way that people may not understand.
That's a good point. CTE is the deterioration of the brain after multiple head injuries. The condition is often found in boxers and football players. Unfortunately, cannot be diagnosed until after death with an autopsy. One of the most common symptoms is changes in mood, which can be moderated through therapy and medications. Obviously, he knows CTE may be a possibility, but he does not want the public to diagnose and determine the rest of his football career. Experts believe Brown has
well, you have no football career now, bro. You know what I'm saying? You didn't salt that away.
But they question whether he has CTE or not, and that Brown's mental health and fame are causing him to have a boosted ego. He believes he is the best player to ever exist in the NFL, and claimed that Brady needed him to win.
I got so many big moments in my career.
Not
I won
the best. He's one of the best. I don't know if he's the best.
Called me to come help him win the Super Bowl. Sure. I'm the #1 receiver in the Steelers history.
CTE didn't turn this man into what he is now. As Berna said, it was more of a
gradual shift in personality as Antonio Brown climbed the ladder of success and found more and more money and power.
All the hits he endured didn't help him or the situation, but it's not the main reason for all the ridiculous and bizarre things he continues to do. I mean his blonde mustache. The whole Big Ben saga, ugly, the locker room streaming while the coach was addressing the team.
It was foolish of him to do that. It was selfish for him to do that, and it was inconsiderate.
The whole throwing the furniture and almost hitting a child thing, going 100 miles per hour in a 40-mile zone. The Raiders cutting him after his Instagram post asking for release. All the sexual allegations, all the threatening texts. The Patriots releasing him in less than 2 weeks to one of the greatest meltdowns in NFL history. Exiting the field by stripping down and doing jumping jacks along the way. And the Taylor Swift Twitter photo from his ego. And doing jumping jacks along the way.
I ain't see this. Move over, Giselle. What these Swifties talking about? Who even made is this a lot of Asians too? What the fuck is this picture?
Swift Twitter photo from AB's ego.
I don't have an ego.
To his perfect hit and potential CTE, to his childhood. There are multiple things you could point out that caused his downfall, but you could never refuse his work ethic. However, in terms of work ethic, the same could not be said for the next NFL player.
And I feel like another thing, like with this last time, and then we're gonna move on from the AB situation. But I feel like another thing with AB, bro, you know what I'm saying? Him not having his mom and dad in his life, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that may have impacted him just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody needs at least, you know what I'm saying, one of their you know what I'm saying, moms or dad in their life and shit like that. Because growing up without either one or you know what I'm saying, or at least just both of them, bro, that can take a toll on, you know what I'm saying, on a child, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially with him getting kicked out at 16.
Sloth is the reluctance to work or make
shit
an
is
effort,
crazy.
Otherwise known as laziness. He is the
that might have played a big part
of not being
him,
able
you know
to get out
being the man that he is
he
today.
had substance abuse issues and drinking issues.
Johnny Football,
like
one of the biggest busts
one of the greatest college quarterbacks of the early 2010s. Johnny was a highly touted prospect coming out of Texas A&M, where he set numerous school and NCAA passing and total offense records.
He made A&M absolutely appointment TV. Like you were watching when A&M played when it was awesome.
He won the Heisman Trophy in 2012, becoming the first freshman to do so. This early success and recognition led the Cleveland Browns to select him in the first round of the 2014 NFL Draft. However, Johnny's NFL career was marred by a lack of dedication and discipline. He started only 8 games
Bro
for the
didn't even
Browns
study
over 2
film.
seasons, compiling a 2-6 record while throwing for just 1,675 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions.
But you get given some abilities that people dream of, and you treat it the way you treat it and the way it gets portrayed in this documentary. I think there's going to be some people that are going to be like, who cares? This guy squandered the opportunity of a lifetime. I think it's a good story for younger athletes to watch and learn about what's possible and what could take place.
If you watch the Netflix documentary, you would see that he was never accountable for his actions by his parents or coaches. And I think it was because, at the moment, it was working until it didn't. The constant partying and total disregard for his work ethic.
Because at that point in time in my life, I felt like the harder I partied, the better that I played.
How?
My freshman year. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Nigga, fuck your freshman year, bro. That's college. You in the NFL now, bro. Like, shit is completely different. You playing with grown-ass men. Like, bro, this nigga right, I knew I never liked this nigga to begin with, gang.
Tuesdays were beer with the baseball boys at the house.
Nigga drinking
games,
beer and shit.
And Thursdays were hitting Northgate, going to the town, drunk as you could get with all the dogs. Friday was the walkthrough. I go to the walkthrough at 10 a.m. in the morning, dying.
Smelling like a liquor store.
Like a liquor store.
And just like Jamarcus Russell, Johnny never looked at a playbook, let alone sit down for film study.
People think of athletes as being super disciplined on a diet, just being absolutely committed to their crafts. I never saw him look at the playbook, ever.
The Browns had given Johnny an iPad to watch game film and could track how much time he spent on that iPad. Johnny watched 0 game film during his Browns career, just like Russell. Imagine trying to excel in any complex field without studying or preparing. It is a sad
But it's
example
like,
of
I'm gonna wing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you can't do that shit in the NFL, bro.
Johnny either played poorly due to lack
It's like,
of
but if you don't watch film, bro, and you just go out there and play, bro, they gonna make you look silly and embarrass you on national television, bro. Real shit.
Or created
and that's
off-field
exactly what happened
distractions
to him.
that damaged his team and his standing in the league. The
Dumbass
constant
nigga,
partying
bro.
and total disregard for his work ethic and team rules, like showing up late to mandatory meetings, are signs of how he was avoiding hard work in favor of immediate gratification. It's like he got tired of the game or the responsibility that came with the pro level, because he did get a second chance in Canada after being released by the Browns after the end of the 2015 season. But nothing happened. Sloth is more than just about laziness. It was his lack of discipline, neglecting responsibilities, and an unwillingness to put in the necessary work to sustain success. As one YouTube comment on his Netflix documentary trailer said, "The main thing wrong with Manziel is he never really wanted to be an NFL player. He wanted to live the perpetual frat bro life, though. His talent and his college plays were insane, but ultimately, he lacked the discipline and dedication to make it count at the highest level. One who made it to the highest
Burks
level
wanted to
was
play
Aaron
football to
Hernandez.
get the Schnell bunnies.
Second and a deuce.
Oh, we got Hernandez, Mr. CTE himself.
But his wrath consumed him, turning him into a serial killer.
Yeah, I think we have reacted to a documentary on him too.
Playing in the NFL.
It's somewhere on the channel. It's like in one of my playlists or some shit.
And is pretty much thought of as excessive anger.
Such a waste of a gifted athlete that Aaron Hernandez was. And this is the same thing that people probably felt with O.J. Simpson. Was this guy was one of the greatest athletes of all time, who was just an absolute buffoon and made terrible decisions and a sociopath. And Aaron Hernandez was obviously the same exact thing. To be able to just murder people in cold blood and then piece that aside and play in an entire league, an entire game, an entire whatever, and make $40 million is just absolute insanity.
The story is very similar to O.J. Simpson, which, by the way, I recently made a video about him, but it's not the same. O.J. had already retired. His greatness on the field had already played out fully. Hernandez hadn't even scratched the ceiling of what he could have done. He played 3 seasons and caught 175 passes for 1,956 yards and scored 18 touchdowns. He was a reliable target and a scoring threat in the Patriots offense. Aaron Hernandez had the potential to be a star tight end. However, his legal troubles ended his career prematurely.
He didn't just kill a guy. probably killed like 5 people, and numerous others, and all this other stuff.
Crazy,
and it was
bro.
just like, it was insane.
R.I.P. to
In
all them victims,
2017,
bro.
after dying in prison, Hernandez was diagnosed with CTE. His brain was very different from the normal 27-year-old man.
I mean, a lot of people are going to say like, well, that's just an excuse. That's just an excuse. But then when they put his brain next to what a normal brain looked like, there's obviously something cooking up there. How sad, how incredibly sad it is that that happens. And in very recent history, that was not that long ago, that somebody who was at the top, the peak of their life, could make decisions that would ruin not only their life, their family's life, but other human beings who had nothing to do with anything. It's just sad that that's how humans exist.
The next deadly sin is lust, and Deshaun Watson is a good candidate
Oh
for this.
yes,
Lust
this
is thought of as
motherfucker here,
unbridled
bro.
sexual desire.
This horrible human being, bro. Like, I hope he never plays a snap in the NFL ever again. Like, real shit, man.
Often when one has to sacrifice something pure because of it.
The NFL is investigating sexual misconduct allegations made against Houston Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. All of
Diddy ass. I know he looks up to Diddy. He got to.
They accuse the quarterback of inappropriate behavior during massages over the past year.
He allegedly pressured them into performing sexual acts. In August 2022, the NFL suspended Watson for 11 games and fined him $5 million after a former federal judge appointed by the NFL. But the thing is, he previously settled 23 sexual misconduct lawsuits. This is America. It's innocent until proven guilty. He has not been convicted of any crime and denies the allegations. But saying things like these is very confusing if you are innocent.
Look, but like it's crazy when you have so many different females coming out with the same exact story, and somehow he still is innocent. Like, come on, something ain't right with that, bro. Either he paid them off, or like something else is going on, bro. Something weird is going on, because there's no way that multiple women have come forward. Like, over 20 women have came forward and said that he sexually assaulted them. Like, somebody's got to be doing something, bro.
Sorry to all the women
There's no way that all of them are gonna be lying.
My decisions that I made in my life that put me in this position.
And they got a weird head shape too, bro.
I would definitely like to have back, but I want to continue to move forward and grow and learn.
Legal proceedings are ongoing for the 3 remaining cases. However, the NFL has not ruled out punishing Watson beyond the 11-game suspension he was handed ahead of the 2022 campaign. If further evidence emerges incriminating,
and I think his past is starting to come back to bite him in the ass too, with him tearing his Achilles. You know what I'm saying? A few weeks ago.
Considering over 26 women came out. His
karma's a bitch, I'm telling you right now.
I mean, at least Tyreek Hill is making it to good use. He has more than 10 children and had at least 4 children last year, making
that
him
nigga reaching Nick Cannon territory.
Serious competitor to Nick Cannon, who has 12. The last deadly sin is envy.
Who is this?
To have a longing arousal for someone else's belongings, but to take it a step farther is to have an extreme desire to actually
pop the blood vessel in his eye, though.
Jimmy Clausen charged me $1 million for my number.
Really?
Wait, what?
Be someone else.
When Jimmy Clausen charged me $1 million for my number.
$1 million is crazy.
Oh, so that's how you gonna play it. You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed.
Jimmy Clausen, who was a veteran quarterback, might have simply seen Cam Newton, the rookie, as competition.
Man, Jimmy Clausen, we cool now. Jimbo, he's like, shit, if you want it, you gotta pay for it. I was like, cool, how much? He said $1 million. I said, boy, kiss my ass, bro. I said, $1 million, bro? I said, bro, people don't make $1 million in a lifetime, let alone I'm gonna give you $1 million just for a fucking number.
Facts.
So I thought he was playing. The motherfucker comes back and said, okay, bro, I talked to my people, we'll do it for $750,000. I said, oh, you for real? True story. Hung that phone up, I called the equipment man, I said, I'm rocking with number 1. I made an oath to myself, I said that will be the last time Jimmy Clausen will ever be heard of in Carolina.
Clausen, who had struggled in his rookie season with the Carolina Panthers,
now it's facts though.
To profit from Newton's arrival by charging that amount for a mere number in a jersey. His actions could demonstrate his envy of Newton's success, attention, and money that came with it. Because once they drafted Cam Newton, Jimmy knew he wasn't going to play.
How much would you have been willing to partake to get that number?
I would have donated $100,000 to his foundation or whatever, to him, I don't care. When he hit me with $1 million, I thought he was joking, and I said, I've been public with saying that. I'm like, $1 million? I was waiting on the like, nah, man, I'm just playing. I said, all right, cool. We hung up the phone. And when I felt that he was trying to play me, that took over to say, we will never hear Jimmy Clausen again in Carolina. You're not gonna finesse me?
Right.
What you think this is? And that's all I needed.
What do you think this is, man?
To do that.
Come on.
it became personal with me.
Selling him his jersey number for that amount could have been seen to try to assert dominance within the team.
Not for real, like, bro, who would be intimidated by a nigga looking like this? Let's be for real. Like, come on.
Dominance within the team.
Let's be for real. A nigga named Jimmy Carlson.
Deadly sins as NFL players.
Yo.
If you want more fire content like this,
nah, this is a W vid though. I ain't gonna lie. I did give bro a sub, you know what I'm saying? Bro on the road to, what the fuck? Okay, bro. Bro's on the road to, you know what I'm saying, 1K and shit. But hey, man, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what other NFL videos y'all want me to react to. Without further ado, I'm out. Yeah!